Now when Mercury goes in the 5th house from Saturn, this is one of the more auspicious positions, especially when connected to Saturn and Mercury, because now they are gone 5 and 9 houses from each other, which means Mercury is 5th house from Saturn, but Saturn is now 9 houses away from Mercury. So why is this an auspicious position? Because 5th house from any house is also a gain making placement, and 9th house from any house is also a gain making placement. So 5-9 placement of the most committed planet, more discipline oriented planet, a planet of hard work, the planet of communication, dedication, effort, organized career effort. Saturn is a good placement. Mercury 5th, a planet of decision making, communication, hard work, thought through, educated decision, a planet of Mercury, a planet of practicality, a planet of analysis, a very potent combination, which means Mercury 5th from Saturn, which means in terms of your financial acumen, in terms of where you're putting in the effort, is very good. Now what happens when Mercury goes 5th from Saturn, which means Mercury then gets into the 8th house from the 10th house from Saturn. It may not be from your Lagna, from your ascendant, but Mercury 5th from Saturn, which means the 10th house from Saturn, whichever house it is, from that house Mercury is 8. So in terms of your career decision, you may sometimes take decisions, or usually you take decisions which are very practical, logical, long-term stability oriented. But this also gives you, when Mercury is 5th from Saturn, in your relationship, you're looking at a more stable relationship. You don't want to get into a relationship keeping in mind that this is going to be only a short-term flimsy affair, maybe even a one-night stand. Usually these people are people who are looking for a long-term stable relationship. Even in their romance, these people are very fun-loving. There is a certain degree of childishness in their romance also, but even in that they are looking at stability. So they may on the face of it be very fun-loving, very childlike, the enthusiasm at least is childlike. Sometimes they may do some things which are very, very childish to one partner. However, in deep down in their mind, they're looking at the relationship being a stable relationship going long term. So overall, this is a good placement for romance, for love, for affection also, but also for career, because Mercury is 8th from the 10th house, which means this person is always has an eye out for opportunities coming his or her way, and they are looking at opportunities from a stability perspective. Because Mercury is 5th from Saturn, Saturn is 9th from Mercury is 5th from Saturn, Saturn is 9th from Mercury, which means whichever decision you're making the decision based on long-term gains. So even in your career, whenever you're keeping an eye out for opportunities, the first thing you're looking at is, am I able to look at this next job as a stable job, where the role is stable, where this role is good, where the increment is good, where the income is good, the role is stable. It's not too much of a dynamic job. There is no less security. So security becomes a certain concern also. So a person will look into number of factors along with stability before the person takes career decision. Now, if Mercury is 5th from Saturn, if you take flimsy, without thinking, without deep analysis decision, then this can have a long-term impact on your career. So be very, very careful. Secondly, because Saturn is 9th from Mercury, so the more qualifications you add, the more qualified you come through, the more competent you come through, the better your career also becomes. Overall, one of the best placements from a career point of view, from a stability point of view, from a change in career point of view, from a change in opportunities point of view, more stable decision making in your romance, long-term stable oriented placement. So if you have Mercury 5th from Saturn, go for it. Look at the gains that you are going to come in, bring in, but also look at long-term stability with an eye on your practicality, your ability to make thought-through decisions.